This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 25, verse 7. And he will destroy in this mountain the face of the covering cast over all people, and the veil that is spread over all nations. I want to give all praises, all honor, and all glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rachakodash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone who rule well and teach sound doctrine. Peace and salutations to the elect scattered across the four corners of the planet Earth, which consists of you Negroes, Latinos, the Seminole Native American Indians, and as well as the Israelite foreigners that look like the heathen nations but come from the seed line of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. To you I say Shalom. I'm going to read this again, Isaiah 25, verse 7. And he will destroy in this mountain, in this mountain that he is going to destroy, which mountain means government, is Esau, Edom's mountain, America, Babylon the Great, and he will destroy who? Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. And he, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, will destroy in this mountain, Esau, Edom's mountain, America, Babylon the Great, the face of the covering cast over all people, and the veil that is spread over all nations. And that covering cast and that veil is this lies Esau, Edom is telling to the whole world, man. Starting off with the picture of JC, painting him as an Edomite. That's not, you could pick up your book, pick up the scriptures and read. In Daniel 7, it gives you a description of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, and also in Revelations chapter 1, you can get a description of our Lord and Savior, Yahweh Shai, not JC. Yahweh Shai in the Hebrew means he is salvation, He was a dark-skinned man, today will be a Negro, from the tribe of Judah, so the Lord said he will destroy in this mountain all the lies that, is being revealed, He's going to reveal who, he's going to reveal the truth, all right? So the reason why I pulled the scripture is because I got this article. It says, poll reveals how many Americans think media pushes own agenda over facts. I did a lesson yesterday about, Esau's, military. One of their specialties, is running PSYOPs, psychological operations, and they use these PSYOPs through propaganda, So the word propaganda and PSYOPs, they coincide because they use the propaganda to influence the mind state of the people, man. For instance, well, not say for instance, but for example, when they had said last year during the first lockdown, they told people to go stock up on food and everything, go stock up on, go get you some gas because there won't be any gas, anymore. Those are PSYOPs, man. That's propaganda. They're controlling your mind, man. Everything you see on TV, everything that Esau Edom pushes through his media, which goes back to a Greek god, Medea. All these things that he pushes are PSYOPs, man. That's a source of his witchcraft, And now these things are, being, these strongholds that Esau Edom has had over the people, for the last 500 years, they're being torn down, man. Isaiah 25 and 7. He's destroying this mountain that has, that has the covering cast and the veil over all the people, roughly paraphrasing. Let me get to this article. It says, and Esau Edom, you probably gonna take this down too, because you're going on a rampage, man. You can't handle the truth coming out, man. This is why he's gonna do away with the word, man. Especially, these alternative media outlets. Okay. Because the mainstream media in America is not going to tell you anything. It's funded by Bill Snakes himself. He put in $350 million to hide the truth, man. Okay. And that's a psyop right there. Okay. More than 3/4 of all Americans from across the political spectrum think the news media's primary goal is advancing their own opinions or political agendas, according to a new poll. Okay. Once again, a psyop. Okay. And this is what they do on the news, man. They push being an alphabet member. Okay. They push, pharmaceuticals. Okay. They push, you know, money, 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 buy this, buy that. This is America, man. This is what the media does. This is what his main, this is what they do, man. This is Babylon the Great, man. It says the Trafalgar Group poll published this month found that 76.3% of Americans agree that the primary focus of the mainstream media is advancing their own opinions or political agendas, with 23.7% saying the media's focus is finding and reporting the facts. Okay. And then we all know that you can't get facts from Esau, Edom, man. Some Edomites, they have facts, but, how often do you get an Edomite that speaks truth? Okay. Because it's not in them. Okay. It says Republicans were the most cynical group surveyed, with not more than 90% believing that the media pushes its own political agenda. 76% of independents felt the same. Okay, so the Lord is the Lord is revealing, the agenda of these elites, man. Okay, that's ultimately who's behind these things. Democrats were the most trustful of the media, right? Democrats. Okay. The ones you Negroes, Latinos, the Seminole Native Americans believe in, okay? Not knowing the history of the Democrats, started with, most of the KKK were Democrats, okay? It says Democrats were the most trustful of the media, but only just with 37% trusting news outlets to deliver the facts, with 62.7% accusing them of pushing partisanship, okay? It says, thanks to the decentralization of the news through the internet and social media, the mainstream press outlets no longer have a monopoly on controlling the news. And that's false, man. Okay, we know that the small hats control everything, man. That's a monopoly right there. Okay. It says Convention of States Action President Mark Meckler said in a statement to the Daily Caller, conservative news website. Okay, and that's the point right there. Okay. Well, he's revealing, okay, this truth. In the media, you're not going to see this on the news either, man. Okay, this is why you get the news from the prophets, all right? The men of the Lord, okay? The 12 tribes, okay? Which would be today was what you call the so-called Negro, so-called Hispanic, so-called Native American Indians, okay? We are the real watchmen, according to Ezekiel 3:17. And we're here to warn our people of what's to come, man, okay? And this is prophecy in itself. It says it's just crazy. 12 major cities hit all-time homicide records. Okay. It says at least 12 major U.S. cities have broken annual homicide records this year, and there's still 3 weeks to go in the year. Of the dozen cities that have already surpassed the grim milestones for killings, 5 top records that were set or tried just last year. Okay, so we see what's going on in this world, and it's going to later explain, what's the cause of these things. It's Yahweh Shem Yahushua behind these things, but, he does these, he does, the Lord works, through many ways, man. All right, and it's going to get into it, because the Lord is behind all things, all right? He said, I create good and evil, all right? It says it's terrible to every morning get up and have to go look at the numbers and then look at the news and see the stories. It's just crazy. It's just crazy, and this needs to stop. Philadelphia Mayor Jim Kenney said after his city surpassed its annual homicide record of 500, which stood since 1990. Okay, so that's about 30 years. It's getting worse, man. Okay. Philadelphia, a city of roughly 1.5 million people, has had more homicides this year, 521 as of December 6th, than the nation's two largest cities, New York, which had 443, and Los Angeles, which had 352. That's an increase of 13% from 2020, a year that nearly broke the 1990 record. Okay, and what happened in 2020? It was a mass lockdown, man. All right, the Great Resignation. Okay, which is still continuing to this day. People are walking off of their jobs. Why? Because these Democrats, they're just flooding the market with this money. Okay, which is ultimately going to bring in that new digital currency, which is going to lead to that digital all. Okay, Revelations 13-16. But these Democrats have been pushing. Okay, get jabbed. And most people, a lot of people don't want to do these things, okay? This is why all around the world you have riots and uproars against the establishments, man, against these governments. Because this is Isaiah 10:1. It says, woe unto him that what unrighteous decrees, roughly paraphrased. All right. People don't want to take this shit, man. All right. They don't want to abide. They don't understand that this is the new world order we're living in, man. Either you're going to get down with the beast, okay, or you're going to get put to death, man. All right? It says Chicago, the nation's third largest city, leads the nation with 739 homicides as of the end of November, up 3% from 2020, according to Chicago Police Department crime data. Chicago's deadliest year remains 1970, when there were 974 homicides. And that there's a nigga woman, okay, who is a Mo that runs Chicago, man. All right. And that's off, man, according to the scriptures. A woman is supposed to be a keeper at home, man. All right. The Lord said he has created a new thing in the earth. A woman shall compass a man. All right. And that's going to be a sign in the last days that, we're in the last days. It says Philadelphia's homicide record was broken in the same week that Columbus, Indianapolis, and Louisville eclipsed records for slaying. Experts say there are a number of reasons possibly connected to the jump in homicides, including strained law enforcement staffing. Right. Why? Because most of these law enforcement workers are walking off, man, because they don't want to be jabbed up. All right. It says a pronounced decline in arrests and continued hardships from the pandemic, that there is no clear answer across the board. This pandemic, is speeding up things, okay? Yahweh Shah used this pandemic to forward the progression of the kingdom, man. All right? So we understand through the scriptures, that these things must come to pass, all right? It says other major cities that have surpassed yearly homicide records are St. Paul, Minnesota, Portland, Oregon, Tucson, Arizona, Toledo, Ohio, Baton Rouge, Louisiana, Austin, Texas, Rochester, New York, and Albuquerque, New Mexico, which broke its record back in August. So, hey, man, just imagine when there's no food on the table, okay, when you can't go into the store to get food because you're not jabbed up or you got the chip in you. Okay, things are going to get even much worse, man. All right. This is why the Lord tells us. That's why it says, seek ye the Lord while he may be found, man. Call upon him while he is near. Okay. You can also get Ecclesiastes 12:1. Remember thy creator in the days of thy youth, man. While the evil day draweth nigh. Because it's coming. All right. The community has to get fed up, Captain Frank Umbrino of the Rochester Police Department said at a news conference after the city of just over 200,000 people broke its 30-year record on November 11th, We're extremely frustrated. It has to stop. I mean, it's a war. It's worse than a war zone around here lately. And this is an article on the 8th of December, 2021. Okay, as you can see the statistics. Okay, you can see that Indianapolis, Columbus, Louisville, Toledo, and Baton Rouge broke records set in 2020, while St. Paul surpassed the record set in 1992. Among the major cities on the brink of setting new homicide records are Milwaukee, which has 178 homicides, 12 short of a record set in 2020, and Minneapolis, which has 91 homicides, 6 shy of a record set in 1995. And we know that, it's most of these Jakes, you know, doing these homicides, and then you got Esau Edom and his police force taking out Jakes, okay? And they're not going to put the real numbers on here, man. Because if they put the real numbers on here, people will people will, they will lose their shit, man. All right? And the Lord is going to put the spirit in the world, for everybody, to reveal more truth, man, to seek out more truth. Okay? I'm gonna leave them in this article, okay? You get the point. Now I'm gonna go to this article. Okay, because things are getting riled up. All right. It says Russia reacts to U.S. state sponsor of terrorism threat. Okay. So as you know, in the last couple, for the last 2 weeks, probably even longer than that, Russia and America has been going back and forth over Ukraine. Okay. Because I wouldn't say, it is Russia and the U.S., okay, because the U.S. is the head of NATO, okay, and the NATO was to expand closer to Russian borders, okay, and Russia and the Russians don't like that, all right, because they promised in the 90s, America promised in the 90s that they want to expand any further, and if you look at the map, its expansion is increasing, man, all right. A leading Russian senator has responded to a new proposal from American legislators to brand Moscow a state sponsor of terrorism, okay, warning that the idea will weaken cooperation between Moscow and Washington. Okay, and we already know that these Russians do not like America, man. All right, so America continues to agitate Russia. Now, when you're continually agitated, what do you do, man? When your back is against the wall, what do you do? Okay, you retaliate, okay? And this is what's going to happen, man. This is going to lead to World War III. This initiative will undermine dialogue between Russia and the U.S. if it's adopted, who sits in the upper house of the Russian parliament told on Thursday it is characteristic of a certain strand of the American political elite, right? A member of the ruling United Russian Party claimed Moscow is only interested in self-defense, adding that his country doesn't interfere in the affairs of sovereign states and respects other nations' rights. And now they're calling us a sponsor of terrorism, he complained, insisting Washington is a greater contributor to instability. Right. Because America it's truly it's unstable, man. All right. This scriptures say a false balance is an abomination to the Lord. Okay. And how was he unstable and a false balance? Because look how he's doing the Israelites, man. All right. We're at the bottom and he continually whip our backs in, man. Okay. We know that this society was built off Negro, Latino, Seminole, Native American blood, man. And it's it's built off the backs, okay? Because we built this society, man. All right? And you have yet to pay us back, man. That's unstable, man. He said the American senator's proposal, which will provide hundreds of millions of dollars in military aid to Ukraine in an effort to contain Moscow, will be paying not for peace but for war, and lamented what he sees as the powerful American government's propensity for starting conflicts. Okay, I'm gonna read that again. He said the American senator's proposal, which would provide hundreds of millions of dollars in military aid to Ukraine in an effort to contain Moscow, will be paying not for peace but for war. Okay. Uh, this is Isaiah chapter 9, verse 5. It says, "For every battle of the warrior is with confused noise and garments rolled in blood." Okay. If you've seen the gladiator movies, Bravehearts, okay, you've seen all the ancient movies when men used to fight with swords, okay? You would hear noises like ching, ching, a whole bunch of metal clashing together, iron clashing together, all types of noises clashing together, right? And you will see after masses of body on the ground, you will see just blood everywhere on the clothes and everything. Okay, it says Isaiah 9:5, "For every battle of the warrior is with confused noise and garments rolled in blood, but this shall be with burning and fuel of fire." Okay, and that's talking about World War III, man. Okay, this is a time not for peace but of war, man. All right, and America is going to push Ukraine, will push Russia. They're going to push Russia to open up on them, man. Okay. It says the lawmaker said he hopes American President Joe Biden will not support the bill. He noted that the U.S. leader recently had a video call with his Russian counterpart Putin, in which the two agreed to find a diplomatic solution to the ongoing conflict in Ukraine's eastern Donbass region. He added that he believes there are enough intelligent people working in Biden's administration to realize that a war in Ukraine would compromise the safety of the U.S. itself in the context of global security. Okay. It says on Wednesday, 8 American Republican Party senators submitted a bill speculatively titled the GUARD Act, containing a range of measures designed to support Kyiv. Okay, and I think Kyiv is in Ukraine. Yeah, the capital of Ukraine. Okay. The proposed legislation will authorize an additional $450 million in military aid and impose new sanctions on Nord Stream 2, the recently constructed pipeline that will bring Russian gas to Europe through the Baltic Sea, which the Ukraine and the U.S. have strongly opposed. Okay, so now it's, we see that things are going to get even more hot, man. Okay, because now you want to put sanctions on them. You're putting military troops at their borders. Okay, you keep expanding when they told you not to. Okay, and now you're messing with their money. All right. What do you think these people are going to do to you, man? All right. You're bullying them, man. Okay, Esau, you're nothing but a bully, man, a madman. Okay. You can't stay at home, man. All right. And where's your home? Mount Seir, the clefts of the rock, man. Ever since you came out of that land, you've been raped, robbing, and murdered everywhere you put your foot at, man. It says the bill will also officially designate Russia as a state sponsor of terrorism if Moscow advances militarily on its Eastern European neighbor. In recent weeks, American and Ukrainian intelligence services have accused the Kremlin of aggressive actions on the border with Ukraine, including troop buildup, and said they suspected a Russian invasion could be in the works. Okay, and this is right around the corner, man. Moscow has consistently denied the accusations, calling the reports American disinformation. Right. We know that American news is nothing but a psyop, man. They said pledges to support Ukraine are dangerous because they could push Kyiv towards a military solution of the country's war-torn Donbass region. All right, so I'm going to get another article. And this was on the 17th of December, 2021. It says EU threatens to cut Russia off SWIFT. Okay, so once again, you had the NATO going at Russia. You got the EU going at Russia. And then you got America. Okay, that's the beast, man. okay? The Roman Empire back in the reincarnation, man. Okay. And now you got three people against you, but ultimately it's one, because it's back, it's America that's leading the way. Okay, Babylon the Great. It says if Russia orders an invasion of Ukraine, the country runs the risk of being completely shut out of SWIFT, a major global payment system. The EU has warned amid claims in the West that Moscow is planning a strike on its neighbor. In a resolution adopted by the European Parliament on Thursday condemning an alleged buildup of Russian troops and hardware on the shared borders, Brussels noted that it must be poised to send a very stark warning that military hostilities will not be only unacceptable, but also come at a high economic and political price. According to the text, any new embargoes should target the Russian officer corps. The Russian officer corps and officials involved in the purported planning for a possible offensive, as well as the immediate circle and oligarchs in the orbit of President Vladimir Putin and their families. Okay, it says the U.S. considers cutting off Russia from global financial system. It says under the plans, Moscow will also be cut off from the SWIFT payment system, hitting vital sectors of the Russian economy and disrupting the financing of the country's intelligence services and the military, the press release read. So once again, you're messing with somebody's, infrastructure, man. Okay. Say for instance, you got a kid, chipping at the wall that's already fucked up. Okay, what are you gonna do to that kid, man? You're gonna chastise that kid, right? You're gonna put his ass in check, man. Okay, you're gonna release your fury on that kid. This is what Russia is gonna do to America, man. Okay, because you keep poking, you keep poking at the bear, and that bear is Russia, man. It says the resolution, which saw 548 votes in favor, 69 against 54 abstentions, comes amid concerns that Russia could stage an all-out assault on Ukraine. Last week, U.S. Undersecretary of State Victoria Nuland said that Washington, alongside a handful of Western European nations, is considering isolating Moscow from the global financial system in the event of a military incursion. And what is this word, incursion? It says attack. Okay. Moscow has consistently denied accusations from a number of Western officials that it is plotting an invasion of the Eastern European nation. Last month, Kremlin Press Secretary Dmitry Peskov described reports in Anglophone media as groundless and hysteria. He previously stated that the movement of our armed forces on our own territory should be of no concern to anyone, and that Russia is neither a danger nor a threat to any other country. Hey, the Lord is riling these spirits up, man. And I got a couple more articles I'm gonna try to run through. All right. Just notice where they're all from. They're from RT. Okay. It's not American. You will not get American news. And American news will not reveal the truth to you, man. All right. I'm gonna get this while I'm at it. This is Ezekiel 38, verse 1. And the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Son of man, set thy face against Gog, the land of Magog, the chief prince of Meshech and Tubal, and prophesy against him. Okay. And the land of Gog and Magog is modern day Russia. Okay. And the chief prince of Meshech and Tubal, I could be wrong, but I think that's the land of Turkey. Okay. And so it says, Son of man, set thy face against Gog, the land of Magog, the chief prince of Meshech and Tubal, and prophesy against them, and say, Thus said the Lord, Yahweh Shem Yahushua, behold, I am against thee, O Gog, the chief prince of Meshech and Tubal, and I will turn thee back, right, and put hooks into thy jaws, and I will bring thee forth in all thine army, horses and horsemen, all of them clothed with all sorts of armor, even a great company with bucklers and shields, all of them handling swords. Okay, so the Lord It's, he's putting his spirit on these Russians, to go back into that military mind state as they once were when they were the USSR, man. All right. It says NATO will cooperate with Russia on one condition. And NATO, once again, that's part of the beast system. Okay. It says NATO has said that it is ready to work on enhancing confidence building measures with Russia on the condition that the Kremlin works to reduce tensions on the border with Ukraine. In a statement issued on Thursday, the U.S.-led bloc insisted that any dialogue will have to proceed on the basis of reciprocity. Okay, and reciprocity is another word for we're gonna get it. The practice of exchanging things with others for mutual benefit, especially privileges granted by one country or an organization to another. Okay, equality. Okay, it says we'll have to proceed on the basis of reciprocity. Address is concerned about Russia's actions be based on the core principles and foundational documents of European security and take place in consultation with NATO's European partners. Okay, so you have to abide by, this beast rules, man. It added that should Moscow take concrete steps to reduce the tensions, we are prepared to work on strengthening confidence building measures. Okay, and we know. Okay, I'm gonna get that. This is Psalms 58, verse 2. Yeah, in heart ye work wickedness, ye weigh the violence of your hands in the earth. Okay, and this is what you do. You work wickedness in your heart. Okay, and where's your heart? Your mind. Okay, you plot on wicked things all day, man. All right, you can get that in Micah 2. All right, and Proverbs 4, the mindset of the wicked, man. All right, you just sit there and think of things, wicked acts all day, man. All right, how we're gonna put pork in, and I was just saying, how they put pork in lotion, and pork is in every fucking thing, man. Why is that? Okay, you claim to be the you claim to be Christians and Catholics and God-fearing man, but you put pork in everything, man. All right. It says the wicked are estranged from the womb; they go astray as soon as they be born, speaking lies. All right. So this is what the wicked do. And when I mean wicked, I mean Esau, Edom, the so-called white man. Okay. And I'm not just talking about one man. I'm talking about the nation as a whole, because the Lord deals with nations. Okay. It says, we reiterate our long-standing invitation to Russia for a meeting for the NATO-Russian Council in the near future, the statement read. The notice comes amid worsening tensions between Moscow and the 30-member organization. So there's 30 members to NATO. That's in NATO. Okay. Speaking via secure video link last week, Russian President Vladimir Putin told his U.S. counterpart Joe Biden that his country is seriously interested in getting reliable and firm legal guarantees that will rule out NATO's expansion further into Eastern Europe, as well as the deployment of offensive strike weapons system nearby. Okay, so all these troops, they're on the borderline, waiting, just waiting, man, for the Lord to get a green light, man. Okay. It says Putin's proposal came in response to Biden's concerns about Russian troops allegedly threatening Ukraine, which has long held aspirations to become a member of the bloc. The Russian leader, however, insisted that it was NATO making dangerous attempts to conquer the state's territory and building up its military potential at our borders. Okay, once again, look at the map of NATO's expansion over the last 30 years, man. Okay. It says Ukraine's intelligence service and a number of Western leaders have issued warnings in recent weeks that Moscow could be preparing an all-out invasion of its neighbors. The Kremlin has constantly rejected the allegations, instead voicing concerns about the prospect of the former Soviet Soviet Republic potentially joining NATO. Right. You know, they're switching sides, man. Okay, more people are joining this beast system. It says Russian Foreign Ministry spokeswoman Maria Zakharova said the expansion of the military bloc further eastward is a red line for Moscow and that Kyiv's potential accession is unacceptable. Unacceptable, that's a harsh word, man. Okay. According to Zakharov, the U.S. is dragging Kyiv into the orbit of the military organization and turning it into a bridgehead of confrontation with Russia, a move which could destabilize Europe. Last month, Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov stressed that the past dialogue between the two proved futile, and that the NATO was more interested in whipping up propaganda and putting pressure on Russia about Ukraine. So let's go into that word propaganda. It says information, especially of a biased or misleading nature, used to promote or publicize a particular political cause or point of view. And that's what America does, man. Okay, it uses its propaganda, which is part of its psychological operation, man. Okay, and this is what America is built off of. This is part of this is part of the sword Esau is blessed with. Okay, and that's his knowledge and wickedness, man. All right. It says in October, Moscow announced that it would suspend all direct bilateral ties with NATO and shutter its offices in the Russian capital. The move came as a response to the bloc's expulsion of 8 Russian diplomats from its Brussels headquarters believed to be over claims of involvement in undisclosed espionage. Russia denies the charges. So, hey, man, you know, I'm gonna just keep reading the article. Well, I don't know where's the other scripture. Okay, this is Jeremiah 49 verse 7. Concerning Edom, thus said the Lord of hosts, is wisdom no more in Teman? Is counsel perished from the prudent? Is their wisdom vanished? Okay, right. Like Esau, you used to be wiser than this, man. What's going on, man? You know, why are your plans being revealed? You know, why are they being revealed unto babes, man? Because we see everything you're doing, Esau. Okay, your skirt is being lifted up. All right, that man of sin is being revealed. Okay, 2 Thessalonians, the 2nd chapter. It says, "Flee ye, turn back, dwell deep, O inhabitants of Dedan. For I will bring the calamity of Esau upon him, the time that I will visit him." Okay, and when is that time? The Lord is visiting Esau spiritually right now. All right. Okay, but he's going to come back in the strength of his glory, man. Yahweh Shai, that is. Okay, he's coming back with the chariots of the Lord, man, the so-called UFOs. Okay, he said, "I will not meet thee as a man." All right, because last time he met you as a man, he was spit on, you know, put on the cross, man, beat with many stripes. Okay, so he's coming back to destroy Babylon, man. All right. It says, verse 10. It says, "But I have made Esau bare; I have uncovered his secret places, and he will not be able to hide himself." Okay, and you can't hide yourself, Esau, Edom, man. Not to the elect. All right, the hopeful elect. Okay. It says his seed, because there's no enchantment against Jacob, man. Your psyops and your propaganda doesn't work on us, man. The hopeful elect, that is. Okay. His seed is spoiled, and his brethren and his neighbors, and he is not. Okay, verse 12. "For thus said the Lord, Yahweh Shai, they whose judgment was not to drink of the cup have assuredly drunken." Okay, and we drunk that cup, man. Okay, and that cup is those curses, man. All right. "And art thou he that shall altogether go unpunished?" Right. Are you gonna, you've been doing much more wickedness, than us, the 2/3 of our people, man. All right, and us, and us as well. The nation of Israel, not just the 2/3. Okay, you think you're not gonna, you think you're not gonna go on? You think you're gonna go unpunished, man? It says, "Thou shalt not go unpunished, but thou shalt surely drink of it." Okay, so you're gonna drink of this cup, man. All right, and that cup is gonna end with nuclear destruction, man, and 1,000 years of slavery, rightfully so. All right. It says UN talks on killer robots fail. Okay, and this is Esau Edom's whole thing, man. We are in the fourth industrial revolution. All right, everything is going digital, artificial intelligence. All right. It says UN talks aimed at thrashing out rules on the use of fully autonomous weapons systems have stumbled on stiff opposition from countries that invest heavily in military AI, leaving a legal vacuum. Okay, on Friday, the sixth uh, the sixth review conference of the Convention of Certain Conventional Weapons failed to arrange further negotiations on the use of lethal autonomous weapon systems. Parties to the convention merely agreed to continue discussions instead. Okay, so this is Esau Edom's agenda. Okay, you seen Terminator with the robots. This man has a lot of weapons, man. You got jetpacks. Okay, you got exoskeleton military weapons. Okay, you got the robot dogs. Now you got the humanoid robots. And this is gonna be his downfall, man. He's not gonna fulfill, he thinks he's gonna fulfill, you know, switching society over to a humanoid transhumanism society, but it's not gonna work, man. Okay. It says despite calls for an ambitious plan made earlier by UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres, the 5-day gathering in Geneva bore little fruit after nations that are investing heavily in the development of killer robots, okay, blocked the decision on the establishment of legally binding rules. According to Reuters, citing unnamed sources, among the vetoing countries were the US, Russia, and India. All right. A number of states and NGOs have expressed dismay at the lack of progress in Geneva. Australian Foreign Minister and New Zealand Foreign Minister for Disarmament and Arms Control have pointed out the importance of developing new international laws regulating autonomous weapons. Okay. Commenting on the conference's outcome, Neil Davison, a policy advisor in the legal division at the International Committee of the Red Cross, describes it as a real missed opportunity. Verity Cole, a senior advisor at Amnesty International, said the CCW has once again demonstrated its inability to make meaningful progress. Richard Moyes, a coordinator at the organization Stop Killer Robots, urged governments to draw a moral and legal line for humanity against the killing of people by machines. Okay, and years ago in Dallas, they sent a killer robot and to take out that. We know that was a psyop. Okay, but it was a military, former military vet, who had went off against the police and started, gunning them down. And they sent in a military robot and set off a bomb while he was in there. And we know that was a psyop, man. Okay, we know that Esau was behind all of that. It says in contrast, and now you even got Russian release, they making new drones. Okay. You look over in Australia, they said they even have drones flying around checking on people to see if they're in their houses and stuff. Okay, so this is the new world we living in, man. The fourth industrial revolution. Okay. In contrast to military drones currently in use, fully autonomous weapons make life and death calls on their own without a human operator. These types of weapon systems may have been deployed according to a UN report which claims that the first fully autonomous drone strike was carried out in Libya in March 2020. And we know that it's, fully autonomous, weapons have been used before 2020, man. Okay. The account did not say whether or not the attack resulted in casualties, but use of the weapons will mark a historic development in warfare. Okay? And this is why it says in Isaiah 9:5, you know, there's going to be a new type of battle going on. All right? Now, this article right here, this is interesting. Okay? Because Russia and China, they lit off hypersonic missiles this year, and it was a success. But it says U.S. hypersonic weapon test fails third time in a row. All right, that just shows you, and that's spiritual. That just shows you that, you know, America no longer has the power that it once had. Okay. It says the U.S. military, and that also it showed you the fall of Babylon, man. All right. It says the U.S. military didn't succeed in conducting a test of a hypersonic missile prototype, with the munition failing to decouple from its carrier craft. This is the third failure in a row for the U.S. ARRW hypersonic weapon program. Okay. The unsuccessful attempt to test the new missile prototype was made by the U.S. Air Force on Wednesday. The munition failed to leave its carrier craft for an unspecified reason, returning safely back to the ground. Okay, it says on December 15, 2021, the Department of the Air Force attempted to boost their test flight of the AGM-183 air-launched rapid response weapon. Okay, so I'm going to look this up just for edification's sake. Let's see if they got a picture. Okay, you see the hypersonic missile right there. The white one. Okay. Small as hell, right? We're going to get a little bit of this article. This is a 2019, June 17th. It says the U.S. Air Force had released pictures of a B-52 bomber carrying a sensor-only prototype of the AGM-183A air-launched rapid response weapon, or AARW. The service had announced the first captive carry test of this new weapon last week. The photographs seen below show a B-52H with a serial number 600036 carrying the AGM-183 aloft during the test on June 12, 2019. This bomber is assigned to the 419th Flight Test Squadron at Edwards Air Force Base. Okay. Let's see this video.
All right, good position for photo one. Hold steady. All right. Very pointy.
Is he gonna release it? No, they're not gonna release it. Okay, you know, that was it. You know. Oh damn, I had another video of an article. Fuck. The AARW is one of the U.S. programs to develop hypersonic weaponry, with the Pentagon hoping it will beat competition from Russia and China. The stated goal of the program is to reach an initial operational capability with the missile in September 22, yet underwhelming testing progress might push that objective further into the future. The new unsuccessful test of the AGM-183A missile is the third failure for the U.S. hypersonic weapons program this year. Okay? But you're not putting this on the news. Okay? But you could put up Russia and China testing out nuclear weapons, but you don't want to reveal that on the news yourself. Okay? Hypocrites, man. America is a nation full of hypocrites. Okay? Babylonians. Okay? They, they really trust, a lot of our people ourselves, Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians, they trust in this society, man. They trust in this damn devil, man. All right? And these people think they're creating these missiles and these weapons for no reason, man. You think they're just for show. All right? And that's the mindset of the people, man. They have no idea what the fuck is going on. All right? It says 2 previous tests conducted back in April and July were also unsuccessful. And this is the first time I ever heard that the U.S. even tested these weapons. All right. The April test appeared to be similar to the new flop, with the missile failing to separate from the carrier aircraft. Is there wisdom no more in teaming? We're just talking about the Germans, which are Edomites. But there's no wisdom in all these Edomites anymore, man. All right, they're crumbling, man. It says during the second test attempt in July, the missile decoupled from the plane, yet its engine failed to ignite, with the projectile plummeting to its doom. The failure was described as a partial success. How does a failure? Well, that Esau Edom is through, man. By the U.S. military back then, as the testing team was able to collect some data related to the missile's launch procedure. So, hey, man, they continue to waste these weapons, but then again, they're getting info from it. Okay, they're gonna, repetition is the father of skill, which ultimately leads to perfection. All right, and they're gonna, they're not gonna perfect these missiles unless the Lord put the Spirit on them to do it. Okay, and close out with this scripture. This is Matthew chapter 24, verse 6. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. And this is Yahushua speaking. This is red letter. All right, so we hear the wars and rumors of wars. Okay, you got Russia, defending off its borders. Want to attain Ukraine. You also have China. Okay, about to invade Taiwan, man. Okay, and all these nations oppose this beast system. Okay, it opposes NATO and the EU and America. All right, it says, for nation shall rise against nation and kingdom against kingdom. And there shall be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in diverse places. And there is a famine going on throughout the world, man. And it's going to hit even worse in America because, they have, man, hundreds of thousands. Who knows how many shipping containers are out there on a dock on the West Coast, okay? And all across the country, man. All right? This is a man-made famine, man. Okay? Everything will be running smoothly, if they didn't force these jabs upon the Babylonians, man. All right? But this is Bible prophecy, and the Lord said he was going to do these things to bring the kingdom, to fruition. All right, this has to happen, man. Okay, it says there shall be famines and pestilences, and all these variants coming out. That's a pestilence, man. All right, talking about if you jabbed up, you already got the Omarion already. Okay, so don't be surprised if they say you got it. Okay, this is the state of the world that we're living in, man. There's a new normal going on, and that's being jabbed up, okay, and still testing positive. It said, and earthquakes, okay, and there's earthquakes going on in the world. A vast amount of earthquakes. Okay, 40 of them hit the west coast of America, a couple weeks ago in one day. All right. It says, there shall be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in diverse places. All these are the beginning of sorrows. Okay. Then I'm going to jump down to 12 because we see that the crime rate and murder and homicide is rising as well. Okay. So imagine when food is scarce, when when you have nothing, man. When people they say when people have nothing, when people lose it, when people lose everything, they lose it. Okay, roughly paraphrasing that. Okay, so when you have nothing, okay, when drastic times call for drastic measures, what are you going to do, man? Okay, under the spirit of power, Yahweh Shah, we're going to trust in him. Okay, but the rest of these people, they're going to kill, steal, rob. They're going to do whatever to survive, man. Okay, because they don't have the spirit of the Lord on them, man. All right, this is Matthew 24:12. And because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. Okay, and it's going to be even colder when you can't feed yourself, you can't feed your children. Okay, you can't feed your grandma. Okay, these things are created for the wicked. Don't forget about that either. That's Sirach 39 or 40. Okay, that was it. Just to see what's going on in the world. Okay, hey man, things are going to get even more worse, man. Okay, there's going to be a lockdown soon. These nations led by the land of Israel, they're planning a cyber attack. Okay, so this is why the Lord said, seek him 10 times more, man. Remember him not in the days, forget not thy creator in the days of thy youth, man. All right. So if you're a Negro, Latino, Seminole, Native American, Indian, okay, repent, or the Lord is going to judge you in these times to come. Okay, he's sending out mass judgment in groups. All right, you see what's going on in the world. Let's see if you have a spiritual eye, man. Okay. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakakodash. The honors to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone who rule well and teach sound doctrine. Peace and salutations to the elect scattered across the four corners of the planet Earth, pushing this truth and sincerity and meekness, risking their lives and freedom to do so. Kwame Yashara Baba Ball.